everybody. My name is Paige Ricketts, and I'm very excited to share with y'all for this year She Is Women's March. Just a little bit about myself before I really get started. I am Suzanne's daughter-in-law. My husband Jake and I have been married for about 4.5 years. We were high school sweethearts, so we've been together for a little over 11 years. We have two awesome kids, and we have another one that's on the way due in September. I'm a stay-at-home mom. I was working at NASA previously, but just quit a few months ago to be home with the kids. So that's where I'm at currently. So when praying about what to share with you guys this year for the Women's March, something that was on my heart was something that's just been a general testimony of mine over my life, and that the Lord has been working on me in and is continuing to work on me in. But the general premise is that the Lord will never leave you or forsake you. And if He has called you somewhere, He's going to equip you for that calling. And He's going to be there with you every step of the process. So if you know me, you know that I tend to be on the shy, quiet side of the personality spectrum. But if you knew me in my childhood and high school and even my college years, I was definitely on like the extreme side of that. A lot of my shyness was rooted in fear and anxiety and insecurity. And I was believing a lot of lies that I was receiving from the enemy just about who I was. And it really affected just how I saw myself and what I thought that I could and could not do in my life. And it really created like a box that I felt like I was living in. And anything inside of the box I was comfortable doing, but outside of the box, I either didn't do it, I tried to avoid at all costs, or I had a lot of anxiety doing. So spiritually speaking, just to give some examples of things that would cause me a lot of anxiety would be like praying out loud with people. It didn't matter if I knew you, did not know you, if it was a group of people, just one-on-one, just praying out loud with people was really hard for me and caused me a lot of anxiety. Another thing was like if I was in a small group of some sort, having to share with that small group, like in any capacity. It didn't matter if it was something deep or something just like just talking. I think just talking in general in front of people was something that caused me a lot of anxiety. I remember in college, I was in a group called Aggie Sisters for Christ. And that group was something that we did. We would share testimonies, every one of us. It was probably 10 to 15 girls. But the first few weeks we would share testimonies to get to know each other. And so that was something that I would worry about for a long time, because you had to share something like it's a testimony, it's something deep. And so when it was my turn, I would get just my heart would race, my face would turn red, like I would even get a little bit like lightheaded from all of that anxiety, which is like an anxiety attack probably. But I say all that just to give you examples of what I was going through, and whether you could tell on the outside or not, I honestly have no idea how I look to others, but internally that's what I was dealing with. So because of all that anxiety and fear that I had, that had to do with using my voice and, sharing things from my heart, I really thought like that I was not somebody that could do anything ministry related in my life. I thought that if I did do anything ministry related, then it would, be more behind the scenes, something that had to do, with serving or, something like that. But I never considered that I would be able to do anything that was in front of people. And so from that point, kind of coming out of that has been a definite process, and it had a lot to do with first learning more about the Lord, having a deeper relationship with Him, learning more about who I am as His daughter and how He sees me, how much He loves me. And then I went through a period of discipleship in the last few years that was really like a pivotal point for me, because it uncovered a lot of lies that I had been believing and was still believing about myself to a certain extent. And so just going through that, and like I felt like it was just like a chain breaking. Like I was able to see the lies, see that they were lies, and gained freedom from them. And so that was huge. And I feel like that process was like when I go back to that box I was living in, like it was like breaking that chain off of that box. And so I was no longer bound. But I did still need to exercise faith and step out of that box. Still, things inside that box were the comfortable things for me. Outside of that box were things that were uncomfortable for me. So I really had to get used to, slowly but surely. It wasn't like a massive, like, you know, change. It was step by step, but doing things that were outside of my comfort zone, even though it made me nervous, even though I was scared. And the more I did it, the more comfortable I got doing it. And the Lord has been with me every step of that process. Anytime an opportunity has come up to go outside of my comfort zone, the Lord has been there with me. And it's all been a stepping stone. It's been, step by step going, deeper and deeper, expanding that comfort zone. And something that I think kept me from stepping out of that box sooner was I just had a misconception of who the Lord was. And it was something that the enemy painted like a picture in my head, was that if I stepped out of that comfort zone, it would be like stepping out into the ocean with no life jacket. Like I would just be drowning and I'd be all alone, and it was just a super fearful thing for me. But what the Lord has shown me is that He does not just throw you out into the ocean with no life jacket or anything and just hope that you survive and hope that you're okay. No, He holds you by the hand and He takes you into deeper and deeper and deeper waters. He is with you every step of that way. He's a good God. He loves you. He loves me deeply. And He's not just going to throw you out alone into, unknown territory. He's going to be there with you. It's still, I'm not saying like it's comfortable, but you should do it even if you are scared and even if you're nervous. Something that I feel like is like the more that if I'm nervous to do something, but I know that the Lord has called me to that area, it's a ploy of the enemy. Fear is not of the Lord. Fear is of the enemy, and he's using that fear to try to keep me bound, to keep me from doing what the Lord has called me to. And so every time I do something outside of that comfort zone, I feel like it's like gaining territory back from the enemy. So at this point in my life, I am now able to pray out loud with people without getting super, super, anxious and nervous. I'm able to, my husband and I have been youth pastors, young adult pastors. We have an evangelistic ministry where one of the things we do is go out to different places and, just pray with people and share with people. And so something that I've been able to do recently is go up to a stranger and pray with them, which is huge for me because previously, like going up to somebody that I did not know and then on top of that praying with somebody, that was like the pinnacle of like what caused me anxiety. Like that was the top. And so the Lord really has done a big work in me. He's continuing to do a work in me. And I just wanted to share that to just encourage, if there are others out there, not to let the enemy keep you bound and not to let the enemy keep you in this mindset of, this is who I am. I can't do anything outside of that. No, that's a lie. The enemy, if the Lord has called you somewhere, He is going to equip you for that calling. And He is going to be there with you every step of the process. And He loves you deeply. And to not let don't let fear hold you back. And just know that the Lord is with you and He loves you. So I thank y'all for listening. And I hope that this just resonates with somebody out there. Have a great day.